AITA for cutting my ex-wife's health insurance after she left me for a younger guy? At 56 years old, Patty decided that tranquility was boring and that what she needed was excitement and adventure. The problem was that the adventure had a name, was 22 years younger, and had zero financial responsibility. What begins as a new chapter with my soulmate on Facebook ends with an empty bank account, an unexpected health issue, and the desperation of someone who realizes too late that likes do not pay for health insurance. Get ready, because Jim not only opened the door for her to leave, but he also changed all the locks when she wanted to return. 2 weeks ago, Patty showed up at the restaurant where we were celebrating the birthday of Carol, my new wife. She arrived dressed as if for a wedding she was not invited to, with makeup that was not enough to cover what 6 months of a difficult time had done to her face. She approached our table, where my kids, Carol's kids, and a large birthday cake were, and she said with a trembling voice, "I need to talk to my husband, ex-husband." I corrected her. Carol, calm as always, raised her glass of red wine and smiled. "Nice to meet you. I am the current one. Would you like some cake? But I am getting ahead of myself. I will tell you how we got to that table. My name is Jim Harlan. I am 59 years old. I worked 32 years in Army logistics before retiring with a full pension and benefits. Today I manage a small building materials distribution company in the Phoenix metro area. I am not rich, but I live well. I own a paid-off house in a nice suburb of Gilbert, Arizona. 2 cars, savings and retirement accounts, and an excellent health insurance plan that covers everything. Doctor visits, dentist, labs, everything. It is the stable and predictable life I built during 3 decades of waking up early each morning. Patty and I got married 30 years ago. We have 2 kids, Becca, who is 30, and Matt, who is 27. Both are professionals, both independent, and both have their lives set up. We survived the difficult phases that every long marriage throws at you. The mortgage debt, the sleepless nights with babies, and the time we almost separated when she discovered that I had lent money to my brother without telling her. But we moved forward, or so I thought. It all started with a local CrossFit gym. Patty joined one of those places last year. She said she wanted to get back in shape. Perfect. I supported her. I supported her when the monthly fee turned out to be $150 a month. I supported her when she started spending on $75 leggings and $120 sneakers. I supported her when protein shakes and energy bars invaded the kitchen like an occupying army. And then Travis appeared, 34 years old, a former instructor at a gym chain who was let go over differences with management. Later I found out that the differences included inappropriate relationships with clients. Arms full of tribal tattoos, shirtless selfies on Instagram, with motivational quotes underneath like, "Pain is temporary, glory is eternal." 400 followers, half of them bots. Travis told Patty that she had incredible potential, that she could compete in the Masters category, that he really understood her. I met him once at a gym open house. The man spent the whole time calling me boss and giving me unsolicited advice about my office worker body. I am 59 years old. I am not trying to be a fitness influencer. I walk 3 miles daily and my doctor says I am healthy. For me, that is enough. For Travis, clearly not. It was 4 months ago that Patty sat me down in the living room after dinner. Perfect makeup, a new dress that I had never seen before. The formality of the moment made me nervous. "Jim, I need to talk to you about something important." My head went straight to the worst. An illness, something serious. I am not happy anymore. I feel like I am drowning in this life. I need excitement, adventure, passion. I need to feel young again. I took a deep breath. "We can travel. The Europe trip you always wanted." She shook her head. That gesture that closes a door. "You do not understand. This life, this routine, this predictable existence is killing me. I am 56 years old. I am not dead. I deserve to feel alive." "What are you saying?" "I am leaving. Travis and I are together. He makes me feel things I have not felt in decades." I stared at her. 30 years, and she was leaving me for a guy who probably had not been born when we got married. He is 22 years younger than you. Age is just a number, Jim. When you have a real connection with someone, that does not matter. The most absurd part was that the bags were already packed. An apartment had been rented, everything planned for months, while I thought we were fine. I want a divorce. Travis and I are going to live together. He is going to help me become a fitness influencer. A fitness influencer with 2,200 followers on Instagram. Half of them bought. I could have begged, cried, fought. Instead, I said, "Okay, enjoy your adventure." She stood there in shock. "That is it. That is all you have to say." "What do you want me to say?" "You made your choice. You are trading 3 decades together for a guy who eats pre-workout for breakfast. Good luck with that." She left that night. 2 weeks later, the divorce papers arrived. Patty wanted her share of everything. Half the house, half of my military pension, half the savings, spousal support. Her lawyer sent a letter about how she had sacrificed her career to raise the kids. What career? She worked part-time at a boutique for 3 years in the 90s. I paid for her real estate license that she never used. I financed her small online jewelry business that failed. I supported her photography phase, her life coaching certificate, and the essential oils multi-level marketing venture that cost her $4,000 and 3 friendships. But here is where it got interesting. She left me for another man. And in Arizona, the circumstances around the separation can affect spousal support negotiations. My lawyer, Nicole Foster, a professional who charges every dollar she is worth and who smiles like a shark when she sees an advantage, almost fell out of her chair with excitement. She admitted the relationship. She posted it on social media with photos. Nicole said this was going to strengthen our position significantly. Meanwhile, Patty was living her best life on social media. Gym selfies with Travis every morning. Green smoothies at dawn. Posts about choosing happiness and that it is never too late to follow your heart. My daughter Becca called me furious. "Dad, Mom lost her mind." She introduced Travis to me as her partner. He is 7 years older than me. It is upsetting. My son Matt was more direct. "She is having the most expensive midlife crisis in history. Let her figure it out on her own." Patty sent me a message asking for temporary financial support while the divorce was processed. The apartment costs $1,800 a month and Travis is between jobs at the moment. Between jobs. The personal trainer who was going to turn her into an influencer was unemployed. He had been let go from the gym for inappropriate conduct with clients. Patty was not special. She was just the one with the most resources at the time. How did I know? Because one of the other clients, a woman named Cindy Morales, contacted me on Facebook. She had also been involved with Travis. She thought they were exclusive until she saw Patty's posts. She sent me screenshots of messages from Travis where he told her he was working on something big and that the situation was temporary. I forwarded everything to Nicole. She sent it to Patty's lawyer with a note that her client might want to reconsider her demands. And then came the health insurance problem. Patty was on my excellent health insurance plan. She assumed she would stay on it during the divorce. I removed her from the plan during the update period. 2 days later, the phone blew up. "You took me off the insurance. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. Travis does not have coverage. Sounds like a personal problem. I have medications I need. I need coverage. You can get your own plan on the marketplace. They are expensive. I cannot pay $600 a month. You should not have traded your stability for a guy who was crashing at the gym." Because yes, I must mention that detail. Travis did not have stable housing. He was staying at the gym after hours. When Patty got the apartment for the two of them, it was the first stable place he had had in months. My wife left me for a personal trainer with unstable living arrangements. The divorce negotiations were quite satisfactory. Thanks to the documented circumstances and the fact that I had absolutely everything recorded, Patty's demands crumbled. No spousal support. She kept half the value of the house, but we had to sell it because she could not afford to buy me out. From my military pension, she received a percentage calculated by the years of marriage, but with adjustments. The house sold fast. The market in the Phoenix area was good. After commissions and costs, we each walked away with about $160,000. Patty went through $25,000 in 6 weeks. A new leased car for Travis that she signed for. A new wardrobe for her influencer career, professional photo sessions, cosmetic procedures. Everything documented on Instagram, as if she were a reality show star. Meanwhile, Travis's true nature showed up. My neighbor Frank Delgado told me he saw him in a bar with another woman while Patty was at her book club, and Cindy confirmed to me that he was still messaging her. For months later, Patty discovered the other relationships and that he had given her a health issue. She called me crying. "He gave me a health issue. Jim, why are you calling me?" "Because you are the only person who truly knows me. I thought I did not understand you, that it was boring and you held me back. I made a mistake. Correct. Is that all? I need you to help me. You need a doctor and then a job. Travis brought another woman into the apartment and asked Patty to leave. She went to a friend's house. The friend got tired of the drama in 3 weeks. Her money was running out. The influencer career never took off. She was working part-time at a clothing store in the area, making $450 every 2 weeks. And then came the moment that motivated this entire post. Last week, Patty sent me a message. I need you to put me back on your insurance. I found a lump in my breast. I need a mammogram. Look, that is serious. I am not insensitive, but I replied, I am sorry for the health concern. You need to get your own insurance. There are clinics with affordable rates. I can give you the info. Individual plans are expensive. I cannot pay that. You should have thought about that before. Seriously, are you going to let me face this because you are resentful? You are not facing it alone in the world. You need a test. Go to a community clinic. What she did not know was that I had remarried. Fast? Yes, but when you know, you know. Carol, 57 years old, a widow. I met her in a support group for people going through major life changes at our local church. The connection was immediate, no drama, no games, 2 adults who knew what they wanted. We got married at the courthouse 3 weeks ago. A small ceremony, just close family. Carol is on my insurance now as my wife. So, when Patty showed up at my office demanding to be put on the plan for humanitarian reasons, Carol was there eating some sandwiches with me for lunch. Patty's face when she saw Carol wearing a wedding ring was priceless. You got married 3 weeks ago? You already replaced me. Replacing implies you held a position. You quit, remember? Carol, sweet as always, smiled. Nice to meet you. I am the new Mrs. Harlan. Would you like some lunch? Patty just stood there, her mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. Then came the tears. Jim, please, I am scared. I need help. You needed help when you left for a 34-year-old trainer. You needed help when you spent the settlement money. You needed help when you were posting your amazing new life on social media. Now you need a job with benefits. She left crying. The following week was a circus on social media. Patty posted an endless rant about how I was abandoning her in her time of need and how I was showing off my new wife to humiliate her. She said that men always trade you in for a newer model. Carol is 1 year older than her, but anyway. The post backfired spectacularly. The comments were direct. Weren't you the one who left with the gym trainer? You spent months posting pictures with your younger guy, and now you are mad that life moved on. How embarrassing. Patty, you are 56 years old. It is time to take responsibility. My favorite was from her own cousin. Cousin, delete this. You are embarrassing yourself. She deleted the post a few hours later, but the internet never forgets. Someone took a screenshot, and it circulated among everyone we knew for days. Then came the family intervention attempts. Her sister Lisa called me to make me see reason. I explained the facts to her with the same calmness with which I explained to a supplier why their invoice does not add up. Lisa did not know what to answer. Then Eleanor, Patty's mom, 81 years old, a lady I took to countless medical appointments and whom I helped move into assisted living, called. Jim, you have to forgive Patty and take her back. Eleanor, she left me for another man. She was confused. That Travis took advantage of her. You are her husband. You have to fight for her. She is an adult woman who made her decision. You are being vindictive. A real man would win her back. A real man respects himself enough not to be anyone's backup plan. Eleanor dropped the phrase they always drop. You are going to regret it. You are going to end up alone. I would rather end up alone than live with someone who does not love me, Eleanor. With all due respect. Even my kids got involved, but not on the side she expected. Becca was direct. Mom, you literally made your choices with Travis. You cannot play the victim now. Matt was even harsher. Why do you not focus on organizing your life instead of contacting Dad and Carol? Yes, the following. Patty followed Carol to her yoga class at a studio in the area. She sat in the parking lot waiting. Carol, who had faced real loss in her life and is not afraid of anything, came out of class, walked up to Patty's car and told her with the calmest voice in the world, Patty, this is embarrassing for both of us. Jim has moved on. You should too. Patty started the car without saying a word. She never went back. The financial spiral continued unchecked. They repossessed the car, the one she had signed the lease for Travis. He stopped paying. She was asked to leave the friend's place because the friend got tired of the drama in 3 weeks. The last news I had was that she was staying with Eleanor, sleeping on a sofa bed in an 81-year-old lady's room, and Travis had moved to another city with another woman. Patty found out when she went looking for him and found the place empty. The landlord said he had left without paying 3 months of rent, the perfect circle of a man who never had anything of his own leaving with someone else's resources. And 2 weeks later, she showed up at the restaurant for Carol's birthday. The scene I told you about at the beginning. My kids asked her to leave. The manager asked her to leave. Her last phrase before leaving, "You are all going to regret it when I am not around." Matt, in a low voice but loud enough for everyone to hear, said, "That is a promise." The health concern turned out to be a benign issue, completely harmless, but she had told everyone that I was abandoning her during a serious medical situation, which was quite awkward when it turned out to be nothing. Today, Patty works 2 part-time jobs. She rents a tiny room in a modest part of the city. Her fitness influencer dream died. Her profile is private with 400 followers. The last public post was a motivational quote about rising from the ashes. The ashes she lit herself. She sends me messages from time to time, always from different numbers. Always some emergency, some crisis, some reason to need money. I do not answer. Carol and I read them while we have dinner. "The ex again?" she asks. Yes, she needs money for the car mechanic. Did she not want a more exciting life? Yes, it seems that riding the bus is quite adventurous. We laugh. Life is good. Do I feel sorry for her? No. She had everything. Family that loved her, a paid-off house, a comfortable life, a peaceful retirement next to a man who loved her for 30 years. She threw it all away for a fantasy sold by a guy who could not even pay his own rent. Actions have consequences. She chose the actions. These are the consequences. I am living my predictable and steady life with my wife close to my age, my healthy savings, and my excellent health insurance that covers both of us. On Sundays, we have a barbecue on the patio with the kids and neighbors. Frank, the neighbor who warned me about Travis at the bar, is always the first to arrive with his beers and his macaroni salad that nobody asked for, but everyone eats. On Wednesdays, we go to the discount movie theater at the local shopping center. Carol picks the movie, and I buy the popcorn. That is how our system works, and it works better than any couples therapy. On Fridays, she makes chicken noodle soup, and I get the cold drinks. And we sit in the living room to watch the news like 2 people who are exactly where they want to be. Last week, while we were having dinner in the kitchen, Carol asked me, "Do you miss anything from your previous life?" I really thought about it. I reviewed 30 years of marriage with Patty, like someone reviewing a warehouse inventory. Piece by piece, shelf by shelf, and I found that what I missed was not her. It was the idea of her, the version that existed in my head for 3 decades, the woman I thought I had by my side. That woman never truly existed. I missed the certainty, I told her. I thought I knew exactly how my life was going to be until the end, and it turned out I did not. Carol took my hand across the table. Nobody knows how the end is going to be, but we can know how we want Tuesday to be. And on Tuesday, I want noodle soup. I laughed hard, from the stomach. It is routine. It is predictable. It is exactly what Patty called boring. Boring never felt so good. And if Patty is reading this from her rented little room with her cell phone that no longer has enough data to upload stories to the Instagram that nobody sees, I tell her one thing with all the calm in the world. The adventure you sought was always available. It was called traveling together, reinventing ourselves together, growing old together with dignity. It was there in the same house, with the same man waiting for you to see it. But you chose to look for it in a CrossFit gym with a guy who called you queen and could not even afford his own place. Actions have consequences. You chose the actions. These are yours. Comment. This story really stayed with me. I've learned that protecting our self-respect is something we should never negotiate. Even when it hurts, choosing ourselves is an act of strength and kindness. Setting healthy boundaries after disappointment is one of the most important things we can do. Taking full responsibility for our own choices helps us grow and move forward. I believe real healing starts when we stop chasing chaos and start valuing quiet peace. Be gentle with yourself if you're going through a tough season right now. You deserve relationships that bring stability and genuine care. Choosing a calmer life doesn't mean settling. It means choosing what's truly good for your heart. I hope this reminds you to protect your peace and build something beautiful with the time you have. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.